Hey, how you doing today? This is Kevin, and let's talk about politics again. This time, let's talk about the possible source, or at least the inspiration for the violence we're seeing, particularly in California, to the 2016 presidential election. Now, who do I think caused this violence? Well, the person who does the violence is actually the one who is the responsible party. But we often, particularly when it comes to politics, will stand back and look at the broader picture and see who might be instigating or at least through their rhetoric might be encouraging violence. That was the case in January of 2011 when U.S. Congresswoman Gabrielle Giffords was shot in Arizona. Then a 22-year-old Jared L. Loeffner acted alone, and for reasons only his sick mind could really understand. Yet that didn't stop many in the media and in politics from blaming Sarah Palin. And what did she do exactly that made her culpable for the actions of Jared Loeffner? Well, her and her team had a Get Out the Vote poster, which had targets on it indicating the different district seats that they were wanting to flip to Republican. Giffords' House seat was such a target. The media claimed this was inciting to Loeffner. In point of fact, there was no proof whatsoever that Loeffner was motivated by Sarah Palin at all. The mainstream media simply made up the accusation because it was convenient to do so. And there was also the fact that Giffords had complained about Palin targeting her several months prior. So, back to these riots. Isn't the media at all curious who incited these protesters in California? Wouldn't the words of some politician be of interest to them, given, they were really quick to find out who might have potentially incited Jared Loeffner? Anybody? Anybody?
Bueller. 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 Bueller.
If Latinos sit out the election, instead of saying we're going to punish our enemies and we're going to reward our friends who stand with us on issues that are important to us, if they don't see that kind of upsurge in voting in this election, then I think it's going to be harder. And that's why I think it's so important that people focus on voting.
That was Barack Obama in October of 2010. He was on Univision speaking to Latinos when he said that. Those aren't the only things President Obama has said that are questionable. He once told supporters to get in people's faces.
I want you to argue with them and get in their face. And
he argued that Republicans need to get out of the way.
I don't want the folks who created the mess do a lot of talking. I want them just to get out of the way so we can clean up the mess.
He talked of kicking people's asses over the BP oil spill.
We talk to these folks because they potentially have the best answers, so I know whose ass to kick, right?
Ironically, I can't find video of it, but Obama once told his supporters, if they bring a knife to the fight, we bring a gun. Yeah, he sounds like a real peace-loving guy and all. But it seems to me that if a Republican had said these things, the mainstream media and Democrats would be spending an inordinate amount of time somehow trying to link that back to Republicans, just as they did with Palin and the Gabby Giffords shooting. Okay, let's wrap this up. Just to make certain my point is clear, Obama isn't responsible for the actions of people who support him, yet why do I have to point out the same is also true for Sarah Palin, Donald Trump, or any other Republican? If the press are going to claim the rhetoric of Republicans might incite violence, it is also incumbent on the press to also examine the Democrat side of this too. Otherwise, they are engaged in a partisan lie of omission, and that is wrong. It's wrong because the only side to show consistent violence this election season has been the Democrats. Now, this whole thing about lying of omission, this isn't a new rule for the U.S. press. But if you want a full rundown on how the press, specifically CNN, lies to you, go visit Sargon of Akkad and watch his video, Professional Liars. There's a link in the description, and if you're on your home computer, you should have just seen a link on your screen. Now, thanks for watching, and thank you for your patience with the frequency of my videos and everything. My style and my content will evolve and improve as I go. I'll have original intro and outro music soon, I hope, as well as character animation. My end goal is a weekly 30-minute animated show that covers news and politics in a, I think Itchy and Scratchy meets Crossfire. It'll be great. It's going to be awesome. Again, thank you for watching, and peace out.